1 live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look who we're all here.
Red. I like if I. Well, let's see. I feel the red makes me feel like I have Elmo in me. I mean, not in a dirty way.
Whoa, you have Elmo? Does Michael know you have Elmo in you? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm embodying Elmo today.
Well, I'd
so
like to
far.
say better red than dead, huh? So there you
Better
go.
Wait.
red than dead. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why you have Elmo in you.
So is it something to do with anger? Better be angry than dead?
No,
Is
that
that-
was a communist
it's
thing
a-
they used to
it's
say
a
back
fashion
in the
brand as
30s,
well.
40s, and 50s. Yeah,
What?
better red than dead.
Yeah.
So wait,
Yeah.
why is
They used to
Elmo
say
in you?
better. Yeah, better.
Well, because I'm wearing red and I don't know, like I feel very Elmo.
But
like
he wouldn't be in you, then he'd be on you.
no, but he's in my spirit.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying. Because I
Spirit
got
is
all excited
moving through me.
when you said Elmo was in
She's
you. I was
been-
like, whoa, this is a whole different kind of show.
She's
I think.
being wrapped. She's wrapped by Elmo.
There
I
you
am
go.
wrapped by
It's an
Elmo.
Elmo
because
wrap she's got on today.
Oh, very nice.
I have my
Look at
red.
you little Elmo rat. Oh, are you going to play the ukulele today?
No ukulele yet. We'll see how we feel about things. But well,
Okay.
first of all, you know what? I'm going to take my agenda right now because this has gone long enough. My
Yes.
Monday, as you can see, all next week so far is empty. Well, I have two things to do.
Okay.
Which very nothing. But Monday, I am making you a new video. That's it. I'm putting my foot
Oh,
down.
you're making a new intro.
Make intro. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this
So
is
you better put that on repeat for the next 6 months or so. Because
no.
Right.
Let's no, you see. Look, Monday. Make
Wait. Yeah,
intro.
Yeah.
let's zoom this in. Let's zoom it in. There you go. Right
There you
there.
go. I have all of you as my witnesses that this is my Monday, and I will not
Okay.
be touching it.
All right. Monday,
Yeah.
she's making a new
But-
intro video. Something to look forward to for next
Yeah.
Friday.
Oh God, I know.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not
maybe I won't have time to finish it off to put all the graphics on.
who you. No, but I mean, yes. I mean, looking at this today, it looks
Mhm.
like it's a different person. That person is a year old. Like I already shedded like a caterpillar and butterflied around, and I'm back in a cocoon. So this person is irrelevant. This was like an
Okay.
old version of the Noosh. So let's bring
Yeah,
the new
yeah.
Edmonushi. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, well, you know,
Drum
I think
roll.
a lot of people have been making comments that you're irrelevant, but there you go. But
Oh my
I don't know, what
gosh.
did I say something dirty again? God.
No. David just said
No.
that people just like irrelevance. So yeah, so there you go.
Like
Yeah.
irrelevance?
No, it's that big
Yeah.
thing with a trunk. It goes. "Roar." Anyway,
it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
it's irrelevant. You never heard of an irrelevant?
Yeah.
Everyone knows about irrelevance.
Yeah, they're great. Sometimes
They're
you
big
have an
trunks.
irrelevant in the room.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they step in peanut butter.
Yeah,
You see them at the
they go on
zoo.
holiday.
You see
They
irrelevance
go.
at the zoo.
There's an animal which always goes on ready to go on holiday. He's always got his trunk ready to go.
Yeah, and irrelevant. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, irrelevant. Yeah.
Really? Can I be
Yeah.
can I be put on the memo?
Yeah, next time we'll send you the memo on irrelevant.
Okay.
So there you go. Hey, they.
So
So Noosh, how
everybody
you been?
Yeah.
Okay, how is everybody? So Steven is back from gallivanting God knows where with his dirty jokes. Did you outrage half of the world along the way? Yes.
I was a gentleman everywhere I was at. I went to Hilda's House of Pain in every country because I own the franchise, so I got to do that. And just think, on the 27th of this month, we're going to interview a dominatrix. So you can come on that show if you want on a
Oh my
Monday.
God, yes, please.
I'll invite you.
Be on that show. Is the 27th?
It's the 27th. I will send you an invite.
With Thanksgiving, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, we're going to do it the day. It'll be the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah, we want to have a dominatrix come on and talk about what it's like to be a dominatrix and our OnlyFans page. And we wrote a poem. It's Roses Are Red, and it says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sticks and stones will break my bones, but whips and chains excite me." So yeah, we're very excited.
Rihanna sang that. I remember.
Yeah. No, Rihanna didn't make that up.
She did write that song S&M.
No. My dear, that was a Gilligan's Island from 1960.
Also, she stole it.
Of course, she stole it. It was Bob Denver. Bob Denver said
It's
that.
so good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that
well,
was it.
was he
It
connected
was just that.
to John Denver?
No, Bob Denver was on Gilligan's Island. John Denver, no relation. The singer
Uh,
who sang Rocky Mountain
yeah.
High.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
And Country
so
Roads, Take Me
Country Road.
Home.
Yeah. So anyway,
To the
so we will
Place
have a
Where I Belong,
dominatrix,
West Virginia.
on the
Never-
show on
never
the
heard the song.
27th.
I have so many questions for her.
Okay. I
Is
will
it
invite
women
you.
or men?
Huh? It's a girl.
Women or men? Okay.
It's a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll
Very
be on.
exciting.
We got a whole bunch of people that are different hosts from different shows will be on. It's a Two Old Farts
Yeah.
classic interview. So she
Mm.
will be on the classics with the Two Old Farts and whoever shows up.
If I had a hat, I would take it off for you, Noosh, because you're the only lady who wants to come on. The other ladies, for probably
Scared.
reasons.
No, they're just
Well, I
scared.
don't know about that. I don't know
They're
about
scared.
that, but
They're scared.
people have chosen.
No, they're scared.
chose not to,
Are
They're
they
scared.
not to
American?
come on.
Are the other
You know
ladies?
Rachel and Vicky. Rachel and Vicky from Social Intercourse don't want to come on the show because they're afraid it'll hurt their image. And I'm like, you have no image. Come on the show. So we'll see what happens.
That's so mean.
They're trying to have like a pure, sweet,
No,
like look at us, we're really good boys and girl image. And I'm like, yeah, nobody cares about that. So
But
we're
I
like,
mean,
come on
Just
the
like from
show.
an anthropological point of view, it will be just. I have so many questions. Like it's a world that I don't really know that much about it. I
You're
mean, yes,
invited.
I don't. I never really thought about it. It will be
Yeah.
just like interesting to see. I did watch actually recently
Yeah, I think
a little thing from Vice. They interviewed that couple, and they lived together, and they were talking. Like I think it was like a
Mhm.
20-minute interview, and they discussed, like how they live. And
Yeah.
the one thing that was fascinating for me is that, like all their, I think is it dominatrix? No, they're like she's submissive. I mean,
Right.
he's her master, so I guess that's different.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's her master.
Yeah.
She
I have a
asked
friend
for
who's in.
permission. She asked for permission
yep.
if she can speak.
Yeah.
It's like no, not yet. And they've been together. He's much older than her. They've been
I have a
together
friend
for
who's in that
20
relationship
years.
like that.
They've been together for 20 years,
Yeah.
and they have kids, and nobody knows about that part of them. That's something that is just for them, and it's something that, I mean, just like the way
they do
it's
now,
not
they do now, of
organization.
course, because they've lasted
No,
all
they
over.
probably did
not an
that. They probably
organization.
they covered their face.
No, they didn't cover their face. No,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Those were,
All
yeah,
right.
they're completely open, and they said at the end of the interview that they wanted to speak out for all the people that might have it in them, like they want to do it, but it's such a taboo, and nobody really knows. I mean, I guess
Why is it? I don't understand why it would be taboo. I think
for a
it's
lot of people
fascinating.
it is. The
Yeah, that's
construct
because they're pussies.
society,
They're
yeah.
just a bunch of little pussies. That's why. I think it's a fascinating subject. I've known this girl for about 10 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
so we've been friends for 10 years. And I bumped into her and she said, what are you up to? And I told her about the podcast. And she said, I want to be on it. So she is going to come on, possibly with another dominatrix. But she will come on and explain the scene. And she will go into as much depth as you want. And she has an OnlyFans page, which I'm sure she's going to promote. And she has people that, she does whatever, and she can explain what it is to be dominant, to be a switch, to be everything. So we're very excited to have her come on the show and tell everybody about what it's all about.
It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody's reaction is but it's look, it's a lifestyle choice that she's made, and it must be an absolutely fascinating story. It's
I think it's going to be
fascinating.
very interesting.
And the thing is, like, I mean, I mean, as the societies, especially the northern, countries, the fancy educated one, we have a very strict construct of sexuality. Like what's allowed and not allowed. Like usually it's like men and women married and kids. That's it. Now the gays have come in for like a few years, but
the gays,
everything.
Oh my God.
I know, but everything else, like nobody has been always, behind closed doors. Nobody talks about it. And the thing is, I mean, like, why is it forbidden? Like, if a person loves another person and they want to,
love has nothing to do with it.
Themselves in ways that like people don't understand.
Stop. You're talking about a live-in situation where a dominant lives with a submissive and has a slave and whatnot.
Yeah.
She's not that.
Oh,
She's
like
a
at the
she's a
top.
dominate. Listen carefully. She's a dominatrix. So men come to her for her to take control. So it's what she does, if you will, is an exchange of power. So whether they're a police officer, a judge, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever it might be, they come to her and then they're like she dominates them. It's an exchange of power. Yes, I know some people who are in where the wife or the husband is the slave and they collar them and it's a whole thing. But she's in a different aspect. There's many forms of BDSM and we can ask her all about the different levels of it. And so that will be actually very interesting. So I think it'll be an interesting dialogue because you can go from, if you will, the dummy's guide to BDSM and dominatrix all the way to the PhD level. I don't know if we'll do that all on that show, but it'll at least give people an interesting feel for what it is. And if she wants to come back and we want her back, she can come back and do part 2.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I should probably wear my
I
heels.
think what are the
You should.
but
I'm
what
going to
are
wear
the
mine.
aspects?
Let's do a demonstration.
What are-
Should I dress like BDSM? I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's a black corset, your hair pulled tight, you act that. I don't think Michael was going to want you to dress like that for a show.
I'll think of
Oh.
something.
All right. She's going to come in with thigh-high boots and a whip. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. That's how I'm going to dress.
I have the whip.
But
Of course you do.
but Noosh, you said like it's a a lot of people don't want to talk about it. It's a taboo. Unfortunately, it before it became a taboo, it's also been illegal. Homosexuality was illegal in lots of countries, still is.
Right.
So it's there's that aspect of it as well. I mean, one of the most the guy who has enabled us to do this show, Alan Turing, was actually chemically castrated.
Mhm.
That was the punishment
Because he was a
took
homosexual.
for because he was a homosexual.
Holy
So we've come a long way since
1950.
being illegal.
Wow, chemically
And of course,
castrated.
I'm living. That's a choice that he had. Which he took.
Even though most of the kings or queens and emperors and empresses were all bisexual back in the day. Like if you read the history books, they all had male lovers and female. Like being,
whatever.
if you will, straight meant nothing. It was like if you were a male king and you saw a little 15-year-old boy you liked, you took him. If you saw a little 15-year-old girl you liked, you took her. So that's changed over the years. So sexuality
Well,
back in the day wasn't a big thing.
back as well documented. The Spartans, for instance, they had they took a lot of
bisexual, I should say.
Your mentor would be somebody it would be somebody you'd have sex with. The Romans as well, and it's just and it's just I don't know. Maybe it's religion that's going away. Maybe it's because it's that. The argument, of course, about homosexuality is that, it's like it doesn't enhance the reproduction aspect of a relationship.
It's
So
the Catholic
again,
Church
you
that
think to yourself,
is under high standards.
No, but that's a good thing though. Like if everybody would reproduce, not too many people.
There's nothing. Listen, I don't. First of all, the fable that everybody follows, especially the Catholic Church, who's caused wars and more death than anybody. First of all, back in the day, all the priests were married.
Protestants,
then in 600 or 700 CE, they stopped being married for whatever, and then they all decided to sleep with men or little boys, I guess. So this is all bullshit. So to me, it's whether you're a man, a woman, I don't care if you're a farm animal, whoever you love, that's who you're with. Whether it's same sex, different sex, I could give a shit. And I think the people, these Puritans that think they know better, which they don't know jack, you know what, just stop. Like, you know what I mean? If two guys want to be together, great. If two girls want to be together, great. If two different sexes want to be together, awesome. Just let them be. Nobody cares.
Yeah, let everybody be. Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you don't. I mean, love is love.
You also see that I've this sort of this deep-seated sort of theory that that men who shout the most about homosexuals are the ones who are almost on the point of realizing that it may be a big issue for them as well. It's like they're shouting it all down. it's gays this, gays that. Yeah, I mean, so what you haven't got any control over your own sexuality? I mean, I know what beauty is. If I look at a guy and he's beautiful, I can see that. Doesn't mean to say I want to have sex with him, because that his beauty it doesn't stimulate me enough to want to have sex with him.
Right.
But women different. I see a beautiful woman.
But $5,000 stimulates them enough to have sex with them. So it's all however you look at it. So.
Oh my goodness, Steve is gonna open his first OnlyFans page.
Talk about weird stuff. I was going to talk about it, but I forgot to make a note of it. I read that very quickly, scanned something on the BBC website about the billionaire, the guy who was trying to, buy back his youth.
There's a whole bunch of them.
He's
There's been the Financial Times and Economist have had tons of articles about all these billionaires that are putting money into research to get younger.
This last guy says that the reason why he's doing it is because he wants to have an erection like he's 18 again. So, I mean, if that's
no women wants that. That's like an ego trip. There's not a single woman out in the world. I mean, I don't know, maybe for gays, they're like an 18-year-old erection, but spoken like a woman, nobody wants that.
Women, you know what women want? Here's what I've learned over the years, and I'm older. I'm like 17 billion years old, so I know this. What women want is they want their little bit of romance, a little bit of foreplay, a little bada bing, bada boom, a little cuddling, and then they want you to leave them alone. And that's it. And if it can last if it can last 3 minutes, perfect. Like it's like Jewish foreplay. It's 6 hours of begging, 3 hours of sex. I'm sorry, it's 6 hours of begging, 3 seconds of sex, and you're done. And your wife is happy. And then you go to dinner, you buy her something, and she's good.
Right, that recipe, everybody. This is the recipe for
happy marriage.
It's the Alka-Seltzer principle, isn't it? Plump, plump, fizz. There you go.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Yeah. So
I'm gonna shed my Elmo way.
Oh, well, now Elmo won't be inside you anymore.
Elmo will be outside of me.
There you go.
Okay. The other strange thing is they keep There's a very successful Dutch talk show, and they keep running all these little film clips in the middle of it, because sometimes what happens is that it gets a little bit too serious, and of course there's the whole premise of the show is it's supposed to be irreverent, and so they keep running this one film, and it's a little TikTok clip, I think, and it says, the caption at the top says, spot the rich white woman. And then you see this couple coming out of the sea, and it's a lady of age, considerable age, and rather stout in her posture, and she comes out hand in hand with a gentleman who clearly comes from Africa, who has the penis the size of whatever, slightly large, and so you can see why the meme is funny, of course. Spot the rich white woman. But this started off a conversation about is it that important to have a large penis? And if you did have one, the size of this particular gentleman, would it be of any value to women, or is it such a proportion that it's no longer that you couldn't get any enjoyment out of it, and the woman wouldn't get any enjoyment out of it either, because it's so large in length and not necessarily in girth. So
I mean, I don't know exactly the member size. Are we talking in particular? But I do have
large.
I do have some numbers from not experience, but from the discussion that I had
good
with
save,
girls.
Noosh. Good save.
From the discussion I had with girls. Apparently, the shorter the women, the bigger they like it. From what I've heard from girlfriends of mine, they're like tiny, and they want something that is hung like an elephant.
Wow.
So.
Well, I'm Jewish, so I'm hung like a pimple. So I got that going for me. So that's great.
Listen, dot.
Listen, it takes me no time to satisfy my wife. 3-4 seconds, we're done, and I'm like, good, I can go on with my day. So it's nice. So
very productive.
It is. It's like done.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Oh my goodness.
just call me
Let
just
me
call me the Sperminator. That's all I can say.
The Sperminator.
Discriminate.
Oh my God. Ay, ay, ay.
Wow, that says
You
a
know,
lot.
Moosh, at the beginning of the show, you said Steve's been gone for a couple weeks. I can't wait
Well,
to
there
hear
you
all the
go.
dirty
See,
stuff, and
now
now you got what
we have a
be
big
careful for what you wish for.
dose of your
Yeah.
magic
And
wand.
I know,
No,
and
but no, I wasn't trying to be dirty. I wasn't trying to be
no,
dirty,
I
but it
got it.
was this
No,
whole thing sort of the whole thing kicked off.
Yeah,
And you just think, because yeah, I mean, so this whole debate is why we're showing it. Why was this particular meme funny? Yeah, okay,
right.
because it wouldn't have been funny unless you, of course, you had the text spot the rich white woman. But yeah,
I
but
have it on my phone. Let me see.
the unfortunate
White
he
woman.
looked to be more unfortunate than fortunate,
I mean, probably when it's too big, it's
because of the
just a
size of it.
problem. I
Well,
mean, I
I
Yeah,
would think
think
exactly.
even
speaking
logistically, you know.
speaking as a male, I know that when I had my surgery for a penis reduction because it was so huge, I would turn around and the lamp would fall off the table. I realized that there is a certain length and girth that women like. So
Exactly.
every woman is different, and
Yeah.
so you would have to ask. You'd have to take a survey. You know.
I
So
mean, there's no survey. That's the thing. Like, I mean, everybody's different,
yeah,
and there's no. I mean, when it's
there's no right or wrong.
well, it's probably trickier,
Yeah,
but everybody fits differently.
Yeah,
If it's like 4 feet long, like there's nothing you can do with it. Wrap it around your neck like a
yeah,
scarf,
because
you know.
good for cold weather.
It's
So
yeah,
good for
yeah,
cool weather. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
because I had this interview with another billionaire, and he actually, and again, this is serious. It's not meant to be, funny or disgusting, but he had a real issue. He said I had an average sized penis,
yeah,
but I have the money, and so he had a penis extension done.
yeah.
And so they said to him, "Well, why would you do that? Why would you do that?" And he said, "Because I want to go to every meeting and sit there and know for sure that I've got the big that well
The
that I have
biggest
the big
penis
I
in
was
the
going to
room.
say the biggest penis
Yeah,
in the room." And that seemed to be
You see,
incredibly important to him.
yeah, but do you
but
see, like this person needs to go see a shrink.
yeah. That's you have a
That's
problem then if
like
that's
he
your
has a
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
problem. Like he had a trauma, something
yeah,
happened. No man
but
in his right mind needs to be in a room knowing that he has the biggest dick in the room. What is that?
yeah,
It's
that's
just
self. If you have self confidence, you got the biggest dick in the room, regardless.
exactly.
Now, I will say this: I do know
yeah,
a doctor who does these, and what he says, because I said, Doc, you can't really make it bigger, right? He goes, No, what they do is there's two muscles, and they snip the muscle, and by snipping the muscle, your penis actually go in length about an inch or two when they snip the muscle.
yeah,
And I knew this guy back in the '90s when he was doing this, so he told me that. And we go girth wise, he said there's nothing they can really do to make the girth, but length they can snip it, and you can get an extra inch or two.
Yeah, but then it just like hangs down without
Yeah, I
the
said to
muscle.
him, but he says, yeah, he says basically, he says it gets erect, but it doesn't go up. It just gets erect, boom. And I'm like, well, that's kind of
That's
Steve. Like,
stupid.
yeah, but
That's
right.
useless.
So it's
yeah,
like I was like, well, that'd
yeah.
be
So you
interesting
so
to with
you
your girlfriend. It's just
you
like
for
it's like an irrelevant
yeah,
all of a sudden again.
yeah,
We're back to irrelevant.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Because but
Exactly. Big
but
around.
isn't that a crazy thing? Because yeah, because
Yeah,
basically
it
it's
is.
nothing more than a pump anyway. So you just extend the length of the pump, but
Yeah,
then it's has less of a function. But
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah,
Like,
it's
I don't.
strange, isn't it? Because because the funny conversation was then, why is it that women's breasts go south when they get older?
Right?
Because they get
or
so.
gravity,
But why does
you know.
yeah? But why don't men's penises go south when they get older? In fact, they go
Well,
north.
here's the funny thing about women and their breasts. They have them. No, that women will get implants. And guys are like, oh my God, my wife or girlfriend or mistress or whatever got her, blah, 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 blah. And I've dated girls with fake boobs.
Mm.
Some of them you can't tell. Others, I use them when we go to the driving range. I use their breasts to hit my golf ball off of because they're so like, are you kidding? These are fake.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So it's human sexuality and how people perceive body and whether male or female, I think really depends on how you're raised and where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
In Asia, I look at like some of these women that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they look like they're 20. And I had an Asian friend, not my wife, this is 20 years ago, and she literally had this regimen before she went to bed every night, and it was hours of care on her face and care, like the creams and the mat, and I was like, holy shit.
Mhm.
And but she's, like, what is she now? She's in her 50s and she still looks like she's 25.
Mm.
So some of these, I get it. It's
But do the
just, I
creams
think, where
actually
you are.
work, or is that all snake? Is that all snake oil? That's
No,
all
I
I
think
often
some of the
wonder.
creams, I think that I know that some of the beauty creams made out of Korea are considered the best in the world for wrinkles and this and that. So yes, I do believe some of them work. I also think part of it's genetics, part of it's your DNA. I
I mean,
also
of course,
think
the
it's
genetics. You
everything.
listen, even like anybody in Asia, like
Yeah.
like that is not taking care of their skin, they still look fantastic.
Right. They're going to look like, yeah, they still look like they're still, they still look like they're 15 years
No, but
old.
it's like this. It's the skin. Even black people, they always look amazing. South
Yeah.
American, they look like white people were like the
Yeah, white
worst.
people were the worst. Yeah, we
People,
don't do good. Yeah.
you know.
I mean, David,
Yeah.
you're only 23 years old. I mean, come on. So, I mean, and
Yeah.
we've aged. So, it's just one of those things.
Yeah,
I'm
indeed.
fascinated by it. But
Yeah.
in India now,
223.
I'm sorry. But in India and other countries, they literally have, like, you go take a holiday and get like your facelift or this lift or that lift, and it's like, yeah, it's and it costs like nothing. Like if you go in America and get, like, I guess, a boob job or a facelift, let's say it's 20 or 30 grand.
Mm.
You can go to India, you can go to Vietnam or Thailand, where they have just as well trained doctors, and for like $4
Or
grand, they
Turkey.
treat
That's
or
the big
Turkey,
thing.
only for Thanksgiving, or they'll treat you like royalty for a week and take care of you, and it's like it's a spa. I'm like, I would go do it just for the spa.
Just for
But
this.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like it's
Yeah.
beautiful, but that's the whole thing. It's a big business now because people are afraid to look their age, and I'm like, but why?
Yeah, no, that's a problem. And the thing is, like, so there's this monk, Buddhist monk that I started following,
Right.
and he's talking about like that, like the problem that people have, like, first of all, the depression. Like
Right.
Spartans and back in the day, people were moving, people were doing things. Like nobody was depressed back then. We have depression because we have too much time to think, and then we think about how to look younger.
Right.
Like what is this? Because we have nothing, no essence in our lives, so we just want to go back for some reason. This is like, yeah, like we really taking a weird tangent. Just move and do things, and you won't care how your face looks. You'll just enjoy life.
But people don't think like that because people are too busy on TikTok and Instagram watching an influencer, and they go, I have to be that, or they watch a movie star and they have to be that, or they have to do this. Remember, back in the day, movies and television was all black and white. So, you didn't see anything. Nowadays, everything's color, it's HD. So you see like the dimple right here, and it's like, oh my God, we have to get that removed. So everyone's trying for a perfection that doesn't exist.
No, it
And I
doesn't.
think
It's
that's part of
weird.
it.
Yeah.
I think
Really
beauty is in
weird.
the eyes of
And there's a whole campaigns. There's huge campaigns to certainly for teenagers, men and women for this cosmetic stuff. I mean, there's a big hoo-ha in Europe, certainly in the UK. A lot of people go to Turkey to have the teeth done, bum implants, breast implants, and it's done, sometimes in such a shabby way that a lot of these people end up in hospital afterwards.
Yeah.
And the other big thing as well, which I don't understand because, maybe because I'm just an old fuddy-duddy, but I can't see the beauty in it, are these duck lips that everybody seems to want. They want to put all these fillers
big
in
butts.
to give themselves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually,
I don't understand that. I don't. Why would you want to? What's beautiful about it? That may be me.
I don't know. I
Sorry,
don't get
Noosh.
it either. And I remember actually, like, I was that was another blonde moment of mine. So I was hired to make some paintings in this restaurant somewhere in the Bronx. Very weird. I feel like it was like the Puerto Rican mafia. They all arrived for the opening, like with like Bentleys and cigars and all of that. Like, I was the only white person there for the opening. But the girls, like they all had, the lips and the big butt and the tiny waist, and I was like, and I didn't know that they actually do such. It's like, oh wow, like what kind of workout do you do to get that?
It's called the surgery.
And they laughed at me and they didn't say anything. I was like, well, that's odd.
Surgery workout. That's what you use to get there.
Yeah,
surgery
but I mean,
workout.
like, so basically, you can't sit on your ass for Because then I asked one of the owners, I was like, look at those girls, like, well, like, is there like the new workout that I'm not aware of? Because I live in my own bubble. And he just laughed. He was like, what workout? Like, it's all surgery. And I was so shocked.
Yeah.
And he told me, like, yeah, like, well, then you can't sit on your ass for months. And I don't know.
Well, here's the funny thing. They have, for men, you can get like pecs, you can get anything, and women the same thing.
Yeah.
And to
yeah,
me,
I've
it's
seen
sort
that.
of like,
That's
like,
so bizarre.
yeah, see, like, I don't get it. I mean, I like my body the way it is, and if I need to change it, I work out. If I need to add a muscle somewhere, I work out.
Exactly.
So it's sort of, I mean, like, I don't see me going under the knife, like my wife said, kidding around, she said, you should get a facelift. I'm like, no, I like the face I have. I mean, I'm good. This is it. This is,
I want to show you something I took in the city. So like when you talk about perfection, and so there was this picture of this girl that I saw around, where was I? Around Penn Station.
Right.
It says love your skin. And then you have this picture of a girl who looks, I mean, I'll show you. And then I just added on top of it Photoshop. So look at the picture. Can you see? So here, love your skin. And I added the Photoshop, but love your skin what? I mean, it's an ad for cream, but she looks like an avatar. Yeah. She doesn't.
I have cream. I have a cream I can give her. I'm just saying. Yeah.
That works the best.
Can I tell you? I am a doctor, and I would say that it does. It's the best. Yeah. So.
No, it does. It's been known for thousands and thousands of years.
And that's why Noosh is 75 years old and still looks like she's 20.
There you go. There you go.
And all the ladies are queuing up for Dr. Stephen's hot meat injection. There you go.
There you go. And follow the links below to the merch page, and you too can buy a gallon of it for only $6. Anyway,
very generous of you.
I am a generous person. I'm a giver.
Yeah, let's go down to the zoo and talk to the
the elephant. The irrelevant. We got to talk to the irrelevant again.
Oh, so that's the irrelevant.
That's you had no clue what the irrelevant was, did you?
No, I wasn't quite sure. I was like, is it the name of an elephant, maybe?
Yeah.
No, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's the irrelevant sperm company. There you go. So you can get buckets.
There you go. The irrelevant sperm company. That's brought to you by 2LF Entertainment, better known as 2 Old Farts. So.
Well, there you go, Steve.
I think that's a great name for a show.
It's vintage. It's not just normal sperm. It is vintage sperm. So you're getting circa, year 3. This is good stuff. So.
I wonder what's the difference. I wonder if there's any, studies besides the sperm count. If you take a younger person and an older person, like, is there the terroir? Like, is there like more genes that you can like put in the baby than just like some fresh young sperm? How's the terroir?
No, it's about speed. It's about speed and agility. I think in sperm. So if you're younger,
Superman's going to come give me his sperm. What the hell?
That the speed that the sperm is quicker and more agile to do what it's got to do. And when you get older,
is there any other things that we could analyze maybe in sperm besides the agility? Like, I don't know. Is there anything else that we can see between a very young one and an
all I can say answers on a postcard, or I was going to say send a sample in the post, but let's not go down there. Yeah, answers on a postcard.
I know my friend's father is a what is it, genetician. I should ask him to do a study. Like
he should come on the show and we can ask him real important sperm questions.
I mean, I can ask him.
Yeah. If he comes, could you imagine him coming on our show? Listen, Doc, we got questions on sperm. He'll just start laughing. We're going to treat it like we're 5.
He doesn't have to use. He doesn't have to use his real name. We can have him on as put
him on with a
witness protection. We'll put him on with a filter, and to David's point, we'll call him the Sperminator.
Oh my God!
So our guest next week, the Sperminator. I bet you all the girls from Social Intercourse will be part of next week's show if we have the Sperminator on.
Sperminator.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. I mean, I don't know how busy. I know he's like quite a big doctor, so I don't know how.
Oh, excuse me.
When you say big, I don't know how busy he is to go on a show.
I mean, you said big, so I didn't. Maybe he's busy with other things.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting.
And of course, we'll probably ruin his reputation.
Well, we're
So,
hoping.
you know, which
That's
one?
what we're here for.
Because he's
So
he's
Can
he's a
you
doctor.
relate?
You know.
I saw this young lady. I sent myself a message. She's my age, and she was very inspirational. She's some sort of I don't know if she's Indian or was from somewhere
when you
around there.
say Indian, do you mean woo or mega juice?
No,
Look,
no, no,
sir.
the real ones from India. No, no,
Okay. Yes.
not the Native Americans. I'm not
Yes.
stupid.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
But yeah, like she was. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thoughts. Uh,
Yes,
what were we talking about?
You
This.
met a lady from India,
you
and
Oh,
she,
before
when you
that.
were
yeah.
with the sperminator,
Yes. No. After that, there was something in
then
between.
you said you met the sperminator, and then you said I met a lady from India,
Oh
and
yes,
then
and she was and we were discussing, and she was discussing. So she's a beautiful model, a wonderful actress, and then she started her own podcast and
okay,
and became like this wonderful interviewer, and she loved it because like that's the way that she would learn like the most of everything and grasp
right,
every wondrous experience and information from all of her guests. And
right,
then she did one faux pas, which I don't really know what it was, but they asked
right.
her about it. It's like like, well, how do you feel about like like after what happened? And she's like, what's wrong about this society? It's like, because you can spend 30 years doing amazing things, and then you do that one weird
Yeah,
thing, and that's the only thing that people
people
focus on,
remember.
and
Yeah,
forget all the goodness and all the rest that you've been doing
yeah.
before. That's so weird. Like, so
Does she
why?
need to come on our show? Does she need to come on your show and be interviewed by the three of us so she can cleanse herself and feel better? Because we don't give a shit what the public thinks, and we'll be like, "What did you do?" And she'll tell us, and we'll be like, "Seriously, that's what they're getting on? Fuck them."
Mm.
So yeah, that's bullshit. Right away, whatever she did, it's probably right.
I don't know. I feel like it's so unfortunate. I mean, like even pencils have erasers because you
Right,
make mistakes. People make
right.
mistakes.
Life
Part
is
of
nothing
Yeah,
but,
growing.
but that's how you grow as a person. But the
but
problem is
that's
today,
not good news. That's not good news, is it?
what? No, because people are pussies and they
Make
don't
a mistake.
understand. When we were kids, all of us growing up, if you made a mistake, people are like, you made a mistake, you learn, you go forward. Today, you make a
That's
mistake and
right.
everybody chastises
Everybody's
you and do
pointing at
this
you
is
like, "Oh
right.
my god, I can't
And you want
believe."
to know something? And I said this when I was over in the UAE to somebody. I said, I don't give a rat's flying, you know what? If I screw up and somebody says something, I can fix it, I can change it. And I don't give a shit about this cancel culture. I don't really give a fuck about anybody's opinion. I just don't give a fuck.
Cancel culture.
Full
Oh, that's what
stop.
it is. So they
And
can't
that's the
punish you.
problem.
That's
People
bad.
today are so worried about what everybody thinks. I do not care. My wife said to me the other day, "How do you like?" She says, "You're pretty chill about everything." I'm like, "Because I don't give a fuck. I haven't given a fuck since I'm 5, and I give a fuck about what I have to worry about. But there's certain things I'm like, okay, that's fine. It is what it is. And if I make a mistake, I can fix it.
Yeah.
If I mean, as long as I don't
It
kill
is what
somebody,
it
right?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't give a fuck what somebody. If someone says, "Oh, I don't really care unless I asked you for your opinion about me. I don't give a fuck what you think of me because I don't probably like you, and I don't think you have IQ points anyway. So this cancel culture, I don't give a fuck what these college student thinks. I don't care what most people think. Most of them are idiots. They don't have an opinion, and they're sheep, and they're ignorant. So you know what? They can go play my favorite game, which is go hide and go fuck yourself. So
Oh
to
my
your
god.
Indian
Steven
friend,
is back in all his beauty and
I
grace.
but to your Indian friend, if she wants to come on our show, we will tell her how wonderful she is. She can tell us what she did that almost got her canceled, and I will tell her the same thing. Why do you give a fuck about a bunch of losers that you don't even know?
Mm.
Who cares? And that's how people have to
Well,
start
it
becoming
depends on
people
what
again.
sort. But the problem is, Stephen, of course, is what sort of bubble you're in. Because
I got
if
a
you're in
bubble
one of
right here
these,
for you.
yeah, but if you're in one of these sort of goody two shoes bubbles, and where everything has to be as it has to be, and then
Right.
you fuck up on the way through, everybody's all over you. But the thing is that, yeah, I have to agree with you. I don't really care either. It has crossed my mind that that we are not particularly well. I think the word is woke. I don't quite even
Right.
know what that means. Um, and the thing that life has taught me more than anything else is that people are always trying to find different ways of saying stuff or not saying stuff. Not saying stuff just seems to bring more problems, and
Right.
then they kind of, or they have to lie about something.
Right.
And I've lied about things in the past, and the only lesson I've ever learned from lying about something is that it bites you harder in your ass than if you
Yep.
tell the truth.
Absolutely.
So what's the point in lying? So what's the point in lying?
And it's
Because
so much
you're gonna
energy.
get pain anyway.
I can imagine.
You know, if something's
that's
not
the whole-
quite how it should be, the people, somebody's going to pull you up on it, and that, you know, and you have to accept that. You're going to
But
get
that's
you're
the
going to
whole
get a
point.
slapping every now and again. That's
But
how
so
it
you
is.
make so she made whatever the mistakes she made. Don't even care. But who gives a shit about these people? And you know what? Stop putting people on a pedestal.
But you know, but the thing is, like, so me, okay, I differ a little bit from you. Like, I do. It's not that I care in the sense, like whatever you think about me is gonna change what I do. But if you think something horrendous about me, I'm just curious to understand where would that train of thought be, because I just don't understand it. Like, how could you think something like this, knowing me? Like, are you like,
Right.
are you okay? You know.
But here's
Is
the
everything
difference,
okay with
Noosh. If someone thinks something bad about me, I still don't give a fuck.
you?
Like I don't care. Like I don't.
No.
I was brought up. I guess good or bad. You are a gentleman, and that's what you do. You, however you are in business, your personal life. If someone doesn't like you, that's their problem. It is not your problem.
But
I don't think people should have to change for society to be woke and this other fucking bullshit. If you were brought up and you're a gentleman or you're a young lady or a lady, that's how you are. And just because you don't know all the terminology and all this other bullshit, you know what? Too fucking bad.
But
So-
don't you think that maybe some of the conflict in the world is because like people like they don't give a shit a little bit too much? I mean, like look at what's happening with Israel and Gaza. Like
No,
they don't give a shit
Israel.
about the other
That's
side.
different. That's a someone trying to do genocide to a race. That has nothing about not giving a shit. That's just people don't understand history. That's because there's politics involved, and there's people saying we should just kill them because we should just kill them. It has nothing to do with not giving a shit. That has with people that just lack the intelligence to know history. So the college students in America that are making
Oh
comments,
yeah,
they're
no,
fucking,
no,
they're
no.
fucking
Yes.
idiots because they don't know the history.
But I'm just
But
saying,
what's
like, could it be like maybe you know, like over time, over the centuries, if people actually try to maybe have a conversation, understand each other, and understand why they hate each other so much?
wait a minute. But
You-
wait, they
here.
did over there. It's not the Israelis and Palestinians. They've had conversations. It's Hamas is coming in and attack. That's a different thing altogether. That's like if you watch a football game and there's two football teams playing, and all of a sudden a third team comes on the field and starts pounding on them. That's what's going on there. That's much different than not giving a shit. They give a shit because they know they have to live together. Hamas is saying and Hezbollah, that's a different story altogether. It has nothing to do with not giving a shit
Okay,
or anything. That's a whole different
it's much more
structure
complex
over
than
there.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a whole different structure. So just FYI. So
Okay.
before we leave, because time's almost up and we had a good time, are you going to read something for us?
Let's see if I can. Let me see what I have over here. Oh, let me read. You know, today I will read something in Italian. So this is the book of my friend's brother,
Okay.
Mare di Ghiaccio or Ghiacco.
Oh,
Ghiaccio.
he's my favorite author.
So let's see. Let's read. I'll read a little bit of it. There you go.
He coming on the show as well, Noosh?
Well, I don't. I mean, he's a very, very beautiful, amazing writer, guitar player, musician, and we met.
Have him come on the show.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. I'll ask him. Fabrizio Sozzi, an amazing musician, and I met him at a bar. I remember in the city, and it was right after my father passed away, and I had to go back to Long Island to pack all of his recording studio, and he offered me to help. He offered to help me. And then after we packed everything, when we were driving back from Long Island to wherever we were going, he was just giggling. It's like what, what? It's like both of his hands are insured $1 million. It's like I never move anything with my hands, and he just, I don't know, we really bonded, and he was such a sweetheart to help me. You know,
Michael wanted us to talk to you about that you don't do anything with your hands. Anyway, read us the book, please.
Here, all right. Il generale era stanco. Il viaggio gli era pesato più di quanto avesse previsto e la malattia procedeva senza fare sconti. La poteva quasi sentire strisciare ed espandersi sotto la sua pelle, nei suoi tessuti, nella sua testa. Ma non avrebbe certo mollato proprio adesso. Aveva speso quasi metà della sua vita in attesa di quel momento. Doveva solo stringere i denti ancora per un po'. Ce l'avrebbe fatta, ne era sicuro.
Ooh, so you want to tell us what that means, or should we just leave the show off in Italian?
No, that's it.
That's it.
I mean,
That's
I don't
it.
know
Ooh, I like the
what
mystery.
that means. There's bits and pieces I understand, but not all of it. I'm just learning
Okay.
the Italiano. I don't know it yet. But
You know,
soon.
I know Italian. Olive Garden. Okay, David, take us home. Everybody, will see you next Friday. Don't forget to subscribe and like. The merch is below, and leave your comments if you want to come on the show. We'd love to have you. Cheers.